Put your hands together for the Queen. Oh, come on, you can do a little better than that. Yeah, just simply wonderful. Telling us where we was and where we are right now. And you know, she was saying some true stuff. We were now, you know, CBN and all these news channels and all these things telling you how many billions of dollars, you know, that we still owe. I ain't never had $1 billion, so why I owe? I ain't owe nothing, but my father's rich in houses and land, and he holds the power of the wealth in his hand. Do you believe that? Yeah, yeah. We can always remember where we came from and where we're going. Our mothers and our fathers didn't have banks. You know, you put your little money in your little CD and your 401k and all of this. I remember the time we didn't have that. You remember? Well, y'all just too long. Y'all always had money in the bank. Some of y'all ain't got none now. All right now, but God supplying your every need. That's what he said he would do. Amen. We get it.
All right. Y'all know why this man you're beating a stick in his bowl, John? Anybody tell him, go ahead and beat him, boy. All right, you know why I beat him? Because long time ago, they ain't had all them fancy drum and tin what we got now. They ain't had nothing but a board floor. Maybe a broomstick, maybe an oil stick. But they pick them up and make music with it. Now, anybody know what this is? What? Y'all sure done disappoint me all day. Because this ain't no washing board, that's the washing machine. Y'all remember when you had to rub them and then take your clothes and chuck them in the ball pot and ball the dirt out of them, and then had to take them and rinse them out and chuck them across the line and let them dry? Magic? Get that money up and tell these people why I have to do what I have to do. Because you know one thing, ain't no need for going on and do nothing and people ain't know why you're doing it. You gotta tell them where you come from so you know where you're headed.
Okay, look here, I tell y'all. Is y'all listening out there?
Yeah, yeah.
Once upon a time, us had a language all we own.
Yeah, yes.
You know what happened?
Come on.
When they bring the slave over yonder from Africa, they bring them here and they put them and mix them all up. So us had to learn a language our own.
Yeah, yeah.
Now I remember just like yesterday.
I remember like it was yesterday.
Man, I went to school. First thing I done.
The first thing that I did. The night before.
I went to the shipper.
I went to the dresser.
And I got my frock.
I got my dress.
And I got my program.
My boots.
And I tell you what I done. I laid them on the lawn chair.
On the sofa.
And then the next morning.
Before day the next morning.
I get up early and I heist the window.
I raised the window.
And I say, well, I gonna give me some whole cakes.
Hot cakes.
And then I put on my frock and my program and I walked out on the piazza.
On the porch.
And my grandma been sitting there. I said, what are you to do? How are you to do?
How are you doing?
They said, my joints hurt me.
My joints hurt.
I said, where you to go? I said, I'm going to leave the kids now.
I'm going to leave the house now.
Because I had to go to the schoolhouse. I walked out in the yard.
In the yard?
I said, I had no cat.
No car.
And I went on down to the schoolhouse and I met this woman. And I seen this teeny little gal that had a hand in the kimbo.
Little child had a hand on her hips.
And then I saw this old, I tell you, a bad scamp.
Bad child.
And then I saw old Scott leaning by the window.
Bad big boy.
And I stayed there for a while, and I said, it's time for me to go back to the KIF. And I walked out and I went on down the road, and when I get to the KIF, my grandma said, go to the icebox.
Refrigerator.
Get your soda water.
Soft drink.
And then I said, well, what we gonna do? Take off that frock, and them shoes, and them boots, and I tell you what you gonna do. Go out on to get the yard broom.
Oh, rake.
And I tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna sweep the yard.
Yeah. You sweep them. You ain't rake them. You sweep them.
You sweep the yard.
That's right.
You see, wherever you come from. I've been up in Bluffton, South Carolina. The woman said yard. It's a cat. It's a lad. I said, the people ain't using the word out. So then I went on down here in Liberty County, and the woman said, blind.
Going.
Like on pint.
Point.
And it said giant. I said, but they ain't using the word out. So I guess wherever we come from, we fix them up the way we want to fix them up.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, every now and then, I get with my children, you know, I got some educated children.
All right, yeah.
And I get with my children and I say, I tell you what, I'm going to chuck this thing here over yonder.
I'm going to throw it over there.
And my son look at me and he said, Mama, what you talk about?
What
I said, I tell you what, boy.
Uh-huh.
You only got to know where you come from. In order to know where you're going.
Yeah, yeah.
And when you get to, you ought to know what you're going to do.
That's
so
right.
if we don't tell you where you come from, when you get where you're going, you ain't going to know what you're for do.
Yeah.
I tell you, every now and then we got a place called the Piggly Wiggly in there. And I run into Jan, that Jan over yonder. And I said, Jan, what you doing down here?
Are you buying some meat?
Jan said, I'm buying some meat. I said, what you do for?
I ain't like the good man. I ain't want to eat none of that.
Jan said, she don't want that meat. She ain't going to eat none of that. Why, Jan?
Ain't no good, ain't good.
Said, the meat ain't no good. You see, had we maintained our language, we too could stand on the grocery line, hold the conversation, and nobody would know what on earth we are talking.
That's right.
So that's why we're preserving it, because we want to pass it down.
All right. We look around now, and we see the signs of the town. We know that they're building a whole lot of detention centers, jailhouses, whatever you want to call them. Anyway, they are imprisoning our young people, and we've got to be the teachers and like we were taught coming up in our younger days. We've got to be able to teach, and we've learned so much. We came from the days when we were very well educated, as Margie said, because we didn't have electric lights back in the 60s, y'all. We didn't have it. We finally got what we call one drop. One little electric thing that's hanging out of the ceiling, and you had to pull a string to pull your light on. We didn't have warm water. We had to boil water in the stove and actually get water. Daylight today, set a tub of water out after we rinsed the clothes, and all of us would jump in there and take our bath. Yeah, and I came from a family of 6 children, 5 girls and 1 boy, and my sister sits out here somewhere, and we all slept in the same bed basically. And there was none of that crazy stuff going on like it is now. You know you can't sleep with your children no more. That's my boy right there, but every Saturday morning he just remind me, he come and get on the other side of the bed with me, and I said, boy, get on out of here. Somebody coming there, you know they're gonna call the police on me. But you know what? I see the sign, time is drawing nigh. I see the sign, I see the sign, I see the sign. I see the sign, I see the sign.
The Queen Quet coming to Hunter Children for Gullah Geechee TV, right here at the Gullah Festival. This is my brother PG coming from the Chucktown. All right, every day, all day. So how Hunter to do what bring you to the Gullah Fest, man?
It's culture, it's family. We all know country, we all Gullah people. And it's always a good thing to see your roots, no matter if it's Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, all the way to Beaufort, the Fuskey. We all the same people, we all come from the same place. So it's a beautiful thing, and had to make my way up here, and nothing but love. Nothing but love.
And then you been talking about the food and things that we damn fun and all that. So we know you been a certain part of things, y'all.
That's all I do.
Tell me what your favorite dish to make for them children when they coming back home. But I really get down into what we do. Woo.
That's deep. That's deep. I cook from the soul. It's always Afrocentric. Always Afrocentric. Be it anything fresh from the sea, even from the local shrimp, fish stew down with Creole sauce, shrimp stew down in gravy, brown gravy, red gravy, any type of thing like that. Okay. Seafood, it's just more like from my soul. A lot of African roots. Any type of green, ain't gotta be collards. I stew down spinach, I stew down kale. Mix it all together with okra. When cook, people don't realize you cook season. You got cook down there too. Right. With that like greens. Mix it down. For the soul. That's how we cook as African people.
And it is, for true. And see, that's the thing why I always tell people, you gotta watch what kind of people throwing in your pot, and you gotta watch what energy the person got while they cook it. Because like you say, it comes from the soul. And that soul is really right in the soil, in the creek, everything you say. Now, where from the family from here in the Gullah Geechee Nation?
My granddaddy, his father from Daniel Island.
All right.
His mother was from Keene Hoy, Jack Primus area. My grandmother, his wife, is a Portier.
All right.
So it's deep. Yeah. The Portier is spread out all the way to Ondup.
Right.
So it's a deep culture.
Oh yeah, your roots It's such a blessing to have you here today. We had John Island, Hell Island, James Island, Annie Storm, Ken Hoy, Daniel Island, Charleston, Beaufort, Ladies Island. We got them all in the house. Savannah, Georgia, Darien, Georgia. Look, Gullah Geechee from every week. Jacksonville, Florida. We got them and they still coming in. The night ain't over with, and we're so glad all the family to come together. My brother, keep on cooking from the soul. Keep on holding from the culture. Because see, this what we talking about right here. When we say this year, the what's going on. Peace and blessing, family.
I bet Mama know how to do that.
All the shorties in the club, let me see your chest. Back it up, jump it down, let me see your chest. Get low, squat the ground, let me see your chest. Push it up, let me see your chest. Wobble, wobble, shake, 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 in the air. Wobble, wobble, chest, push it in the air. Show me what you got, show me what you got in the air. Show me what you got, show me what you got in the air. Big girl, make a bag get up. Yeah, make a bag get up. Hey, big girl, make a bag get up. Yeah, make a bag get up. Hey, big girl, make a bag get up. Yeah, make a bag get up. Hey, big girl, make a bag get up. Yeah, make a bag get up. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute now. Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble. Yeah, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble. Yeah, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble. Yeah, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble. Yeah.
year, but next year, 2012, if you miss this one, because it could be even bigger, even better, with all of we family that coming back together. And this year, the team, the one family will come this year far by faith. So we're so glad and thank God for 25 years of the Gullah Festival. I'm glad for being one of the people who have been here from the beginning and still there now. Thank God for the late Miss Rosalie Fazant, God bless her dad and his daughters and all them and the family, but still hold them down. And to the Gullah Fest committee, much love to all 100 children. And 100 children were to tune into this year program. 100 know this year the work going on. Peace and blessings.